You wanted it? And here it is. Your dream pavilion is ready. My name is Philip, and a warm welcome back to another exciting DIY project. Jenny and I asked you which DIY projects you'd like to see. You enthusiastically commented, and we decided on the pavilion. There are many different ways to build a pavilion depending on the location and your personal preferences. When it comes to building, we're focusing on the following points: structural wood protection, the load-bearing capacity of the structure using simple means without joist hangers, and the frost-free depth of the foundations. And as always, you'll find all the materials and tools you need listed below in the building instructions. In the first step, you can go ahead and mark out your foundation points. They should measure between 40 and 50 centimeters square and be dug 80 centimeters deep for frost protection. Make absolutely sure that where you're digging there are no pipes or cables. Now it's time to dig. So our foundations have been dug out and at 80 centimeters deep. They are now fully protected from frost. In the next step, we can determine the position of our H-anchors, and we'll do this using a guideline. Day 2, we drive these irons into the ground and then stretch the line across between them. And we position them precisely centered in the spot where our beams will later stand. Once the rectangle is marked out, make sure the whole thing is leveled, precisely at the final height of the anchors. After that, we check the angles and carry out the final necessary adjustments. To check the angles, we use the 3-4-5 rule. It ensures precision by forming a 90-degree angle when 3 parts on one side and 4 on the other are measured. This reliable method guarantees accuracy without complex tools if the diagonal that connects them measures precisely 5 parts. If the angles are checked and confirmed at every corner, you can proceed to mix the concrete. I'm using a ready-mix concrete of class 2025 and blending it thoroughly in the cement mixer. Next, you pour it into the concrete hole and align the H-shaped anchor. So the consistency is damp and we can pour the mixture in. Then we need to compact the concrete in layers, and for that purpose I've built myself a small compactor tool. It's crucial now that you position the H-anchor leveled in every direction, ensuring that the beam will stand perfectly straight later on. We've been spared the washing this time, but we'll do it with the next ones then. And sometimes, you just have to deal with the circumstances as they are. And we just keep moving forward, right? The good thing about this concrete is that it chemically hardens, so no water needs to evaporate. The critical thing, though, is making sure as little moisture as possible gets inside, because otherwise it compromises the strength. That's why we're now covering the entire foundation with a tarp and waiting until this steady rain finally comes to an end. The weather has improved, and I managed to pour the last 3 foundations. Remember that the concrete isn't walkable until 24 hours have passed, and it fully reaches its maximum strength after 28 days. As you can see here, I've smoothed the top into a cone shape so that the water can slide and drain into the soil. And now it's time for the beams. I've planned a clamp-style construction. This means the 2 crossbars are each made of 2 beams that fully surround the support. The crossbars will be recessed 20 millimeters into the support structure, and we'll create this notch once we've deflected the support slightly. Now we'll repeat this process 4 times and then we'll get them stained. The 4 supports are done, and now we're trimming all the remaining beams to the correct size. Once the supports are dry, you can insert them into their respective anchors. Then you grab your level and carefully adjust each support once more before we use the water level to confirm they are properly aligned with each other. The water level functions in this manner. You stretch a hose between 2 supports. You fill it with water at the top, and due to gravity, the water level balances out. If the water level reaches the same position on both supports, they are both leveled. And now we can secure the supports. I've also placed a couple of spacer blocks at the bottom, which we'll remove later. That way, no debris water forms in the H anchor. Then we take the 10mm hammer drill bit and drill through the mounting holes from both sides. And since we're working outdoors, we naturally only use stainless steel parts. In this case, a 10mm threaded rod, a cap nut, washers, and another nut for the opposite side. The supports are firmly in place, and now we can mount the purlins. The purlins are the long cross beams that support the shorter beams on top, and we can effortlessly lift them up on our own with a simple and effective trick. At both supports, a leftover wooden piece is attached and the side of the purlin rests on it. Now I can calmly walk over to the ladder and position the other side. I made the notch in the purlin 1 saw blade width higher. This creates a gap at the bottom so water can drain away properly. Like the posts, the purlins are also fastened with a stainless steel threaded rod. I trim the length a little more. Then a cap nut is added, along with 2 washers and a nut. The rafters are now placed on the purlins and they are fastened with pan head screws. I've now taken out the material from under the support and can start pouring a mixture of soil and stones onto the foundation. Then the water drains away very effectively and it helps prevent splashing, and that's part of the structural wood protection. These beams are called braces, and they serve to reinforce and support the entire structure. In our construction, they fit perfectly between the clamps and we secure them with countersunk screws. To ensure the structural wood protection is fully considered, we cover the ends with a screen-printed panel. It naturally also needs some distance to the beam below. For that, we use a U-washer. And with that, the pavilion construction is completely finished. But there's still one thing remaining. Ooh. Would you have thought the pavilion would look like this? Let us know in the comments what your perfect day under this pavilion would look like. And yeah, now just go for it. You got this.